Hello! What I'm going to show you today is how I sow my cucumber seeds. Now it's the beginning of April and the cucumbers I've got here, I've sown these seeds several years previously and I've still got loads left. There's loads in this packet. So I hope they're going to come up just as well this year as they did last year. The expiry, well, I don't know what the expiry date on them is because they're Spanish, these ones here. They grow really well. They're sort of, you would normally grow these outside, so the skin is actually quite bitter. So what you need to do with these ones is you need to peel the skin before you eat them. But if you're growing sort of English cucumbers or ones with a nicer, thinner skin, then obviously you don't need to peel those. Some cucumbers can be sown in March, but it's the beginning of April now, and as these are Spanish ones, I thought I would start them off just a little bit later, because in Spain it says that you can start them off in February, you can sow them in February, but obviously Spain is a little bit warmer than us in the UK, and today it's very overcast and damp. It's not very nice out there. So I'm hiding in the greenhouse again. I like hiding in my greenhouse. So if you've already sown your cucumber seeds, or then absolutely great, and I hope they're growing wonderfully for you. But if you're still to sow them, then come and see how I sow mine. Now what I'm going to do with my cucumbers this year is I'm going to sow them in these little square pots. These pots are brilliant because I can actually fit 15 of them in one of these trays, and they fit together all nice and snugly, which is brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to sow all of the seeds in the packet because there's just far too many of them. I'll most probably do about 6 maybe pots, and I'll sow 2 seeds in each one. So whether you're using the square pots or whether you're using the round pots, it's entirely up to you. Just do it exactly the same. So I've just got the pot, just filled it with multi-purpose compost, given it a nice sort of pat down so that I know that there's no sort of spaces in the bottom here. And what I'm going to do is, as I say, I'm going to sow 2 seeds per pot. Now these are the seeds. I know they're green, but they've been covered with something to stop them from going mouldy. So most cucumber seeds look exactly the same. They're sort of long oval shape like this, but they're usually a very light colour, light beige colour. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place them in diagonal corners like that, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to get my finger and I'm just going to push the seed down about 3/4 of an inch and about to basically to my first knuckle here. So pop your finger on it and just push it down like that. Okay, and then hopefully you can see there they are in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill up those 2 holes with a little bit more compost, and there's that one is done, and I will carry on and do a few more, and when I've done those then I will show you. Right, so I have done 6 little pots and I've put 2 seeds in each one. Make sure that you label them, and then when they start to germinate then you know what they are. Now the germination rate for cucumbers is usually pretty good, but because these are getting a little bit old, the germination rate on them might not be as good as they used to be when they are new seeds. Seeds do have an expiry date, and once they get past a certain time, then the germination rate for them will just go down quite rapidly actually. Some seeds last longer than others, whereas other seeds you can only keep them for a couple of years and then they just won't do anything. So what I'm going to do with these is, because I've got 6 pots, so I've got 12 seeds, so I'm hoping that I'll most probably get about 8 plants out of them, which will be absolutely fine, which will be perfect for what I need. So I'm just going to water them, and I will make sure that I water them to start with water straight from the tap. Once they've started to germinate and they're quite happy and they're growing really well, then I can just water them with water straight from the butt. So that's absolutely fine. But just the first stage, make sure you use tap water. Hopefully in about 2 or 3 weeks these should start breaking through the surface and they'll pop up. So I will show you those either on a video or I'll take a photo and show them to you on my blog or Twitter or one of those things, Facebook. So I will keep you updated on their progress. Now, I know some of you are going, hang on, why are you sowing 2? Are you going to separate them? I won't separate them if I get 2 coming up. I will just keep them both together and they'll grow absolutely fine. They'll grow perfectly. They will get moved into larger pots later on, but when I do that, I will show you. Well, I hope you are growing cucumbers this year. There are so many different varieties out there for you to choose. You can choose the longer ones, you can choose the shorter ones. There's some really, really lovely ones out there. There's some little round ones. There are cucumbers that have to be grown in the greenhouse, and there are also cucumbers that you can grow outside in the UK. So have a look round and decide which ones you want to grow. There are shorter ones. I can't remember what they're called at the moment. Oh, anyway, I will try and put down a list of the cucumbers that I would possibly recommend to you in the blurb underneath. Well, I hope you found that useful and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.